Welcome to online CT class. In today's class, we'll discuss MCQs on semiconductor, electronics, materials, devices, and simple circuits. So, first one, conductivity of a semiconductor increases with increase in temperature because number density of free electrons, free current carriers increases, relaxation time increases, both number density of carriers and relaxation time increase, number density of current carriers increases, relaxation time decreases, but effect of decrease in relaxation time is much less than increase in the number density. So in the case of semiconductors, with the increase in temperature, number density of current carriers increases. In case of semiconductors, the current carriers are electrons as well as holes. So when you increase temperature, the number of the charge carriers increases. At the same time, there will be decrease in relaxation time, but the effect due to decrease in relaxation time is much less compared to the effect due to increase in number density. So it should be option D. Shall move on to next one. In the figure, V0 is the potential barrier across PN junction when no battery is connected across the junction. So V0 is this. Then 1 and 3 correspond to forward bias of junction, 3 corresponds to forward bias, and 1 corresponds to reverse bias. 1 corresponds to forward bias, 3 corresponds to reverse bias, 3 and 1 both correspond to reverse bias. These are the options. See, this is the barrier potential at the level 2. Now, when you forward bias it, then the barrier potential must decrease. So, 3 is at lower level, so this must be forward bias. And 1 is at higher level, so in reverse bias, the barrier potential increases, so 1 should be reverse bias. So 3 should correspond to forward bias, 1 should correspond to reverse bias. That is option B. Yes. Moving on to next one. A 220 volt AC supply is connected between points A and B. What will be the potential difference V across the capacitor? Now, diode will conduct only during positive half cycle of AC. So it acts like a half wave rectifier. Now, during the positive half cycle, PN junction conducts. So peak voltage across the capacitor will be equal to peak voltage of AC. So peak voltage of AC is V0 is equal to root 2 times V, that is equal to root 2 times 220, that is equal to 220 root 2 volt. So this value given is RMS. So we know that Vrms is V0 by root 2. So V0 should be equal to root 2 times Vrms. So this value 220 volt is Vrms. So that should be option D. Moving on to next one. Hole is an antiparticle of electron, a vacancy created when electron leaves the covalent bond, absence of free electron, an artificially created particle. So we know that hole is vacancy created when electron leaves the covalent bond. So it should be option B. Next, the output of given circuit in figure would be 0 at all times, would be like a half wave rectifier with positive cycles in output, would be like half wave rectifier with negative cycles in output, would be like that of full wave rectifier. See here we have a diode and this is the input AC. So during positive half cycle, that means when this is the input, then output will be 0. But when there is negative half cycle, then this diode conducts, so it will be forward bias. When during positive half cycle it is reverse bias, so it won't conduct. During negative half cycle it is forward bias, so it will conduct. So only negative half cycles will be there, and single diode can act only as half wave rectifier, so it should be option C. So it would act like half wave rectifier with negative cycles in the output. Let's moving on to next one. The peak voltage in the output of half wave diode rectifier fed with a sinusoidal signal without filter is 10 volt. Then DC component of the output voltage is, see, DC component of output voltage is given by peak voltage divided by pi. So peak voltage is given, it is 10 volt. So 10 divided by pi. So it should be option B. Shall move on to next one. A germanium specimen is doped with aluminum. The concentration of acceptor atoms is 10 to the power 21 per meter cube. Given that intrinsic concentration of electron hole pairs is 10 to the power 19 per meter cube, concentration of electrons in the specimen is, see, acceptor atoms is this much, means this is whole concentration. So we know that Ni square is equal to Ne into Nh. Here we need to find Ne. Ne is equal to Ni square divided by Nh. So Ni is given, it is intrinsic carrier concentration, that is 10 to the power 19. So it is 10 to the power 19 square divided by whole concentration is 10 to the power 21. So this turns out to be 10 to the power 38 divided by 10 to the power 21. So that should be 10 to the power 17 per meter cube. This should be electron concentration. So that is option A. Okay, we shall move on to next one. In a PN junction photocell, the value of photoelectromotive force, that is photo EMF, produced by monochromatic light is proportional to. So it is monochromatic light, that means it emits single wavelength, single frequency. The barrier voltage at the PN junction, intensity of light falling on it, frequency of light falling on it, voltage applied at the PN junction. So definitely it doesn't depend on frequency because it is single frequency. So it must be directly proportional to intensity of light falling on it. So more is the intensity, more will be the photo EMF. That should be option B. Next one. If the forward voltage in a diode is increased, the width of depletion region increases, decreases, fluctuates, no change. So forward voltage is increased. When forward voltage is increased, the width of depletion region should decrease. So in forward bias, width of depletion region decreases. That is option B. Next, identify the property of which is not characteristic for semiconductor. At very low temperature, it behaves like insulator. At higher temperatures, two types of charge carriers will cause conductivity. Charge carriers are electrons and holes in valence band at higher temperature. Semiconductor is electrically neutral. So let us observe the statements one by one. At very low temperature, it behaves like insulator. This is correct. We need to find which one is not a characteristic of semiconductor. At higher temperature, there are two charge carriers, electrons and holes. We know it. That is correct. Semiconductor is electrically neutral. This is also correct. Now check this. See, charge carriers are electrons and holes in valence band. See, in valence band, charge carriers are only holes, and electrons will move to conduction band. So they cross at higher temperature, they cross the forbidden energy gap and reach conduction band. So this will be the wrong statement. So it should be option C. Yes. Moving further, a small impurity is added to a germanium to get p-type semiconductor. Then impurity A is a trivalent, pentavalent, bivalent, monovalent. So in order to get p-type semiconductor, we should add trivalent substance. So it should be option A. Moving further, the cause of potential barrier in a PN junction is depletion of positive charges near the junction, concentration of positive charges near the junction, depletion of negative charges near the junction, concentration of positive and negative charges near the junction. See, in case of diode, PN junction diode, the potential barrier is formed due to concentration of both positive charges and negative charges. So positive charges accumulate on the N side of the junction and negative charges accumulate on the P side of the junction. So both will put together form junction potential. So it should be option D. Yes. Moving further, minority carriers in P-type semiconductors are. So in P-type, positive charges are majority, so negative charges must be minority. So negative charges means it must be free electrons. That is option A. Yes. Moving on to next one. In a reverse biased diode, when applied voltage changes by 1 volt, current is found to change by 0.5 ampere. Then reverse bias resistance of diode is. So reverse bias resistance, let it be R, that will be equal to delta V by delta I, change in voltage by change in current. So this is 1 volt divided by this is 0.5 micro ampere. So that will give you 2 into 10 to the power 6 ohm. That is 2 mega. That is option B. Yes, we shall move on to next one. To a germanium crystal, equal number of aluminum and indium atoms are added. Then, see, notice one thing, aluminum is trivalent, indium is also trivalent. So both are trivalent, so it should become P-type semiconductor. When you add trivalent impurity, it should become P-type semiconductor. When you add pentavalent, it will become N-type. So it should be option C. Moving on to next one. Application of forward bias to PN junction widens the depletion zone, increases potential difference across the depletion zone, increases the number of donors on N side, increases electric field in the depletion zone. So when you apply forward bias to PN junction, see in forward bias, P type is connected to positive of the battery, N side is connected to negative of the battery. So the electrons are pushed into N side and holes are pushed into P side. So number of electrons in N side will increase. So electrons means they are donors. So it should be option C. There will be increase in the number of donors on the N side. That is option C. Next one. In the following, which one of the diodes is reverse biased? So I need to find which one is reverse biased. So now let us analyze one by one. Here this is grounded. Potential here is 0. This is 10 volt, minus 10 volt. So this is higher potential. This is lower potential. So higher potential term is connected to P type, lower potential is connected to N type, so it is forward biased. Now coming to this is 0, this is plus 5. So plus 5 is greater than 0, so this must be higher potential, this must be lower potential. So negative is connected to higher, positive is connected to lower, so this must be reverse biased. Similarly, check the other two. This is negative, this is positive. Negative is connected to lower potential, positive is connected to higher potential, so this must be forward biased. Then coming to fourth one, so this is minus 5 volt, this is minus 12 volt. So minus 12 is lower potential is connected to negative, higher potential is connected to positive. So this must be forward biased. So the correct answer is option B. So we shall move on to next one. When the conductivity of a semiconductor is only due to breaking of covalent bonds, the semiconductor is called intrinsic, extrinsic, P type, N type. See, conductivity is due to only breaking of covalent bonds. That means no impurity is added. So when no impurity is added, it is semiconductor in its pure form. That is what we call it as intrinsic semiconductor. That is option A. We shall move on to next one. In semiconductors at room temperature, the valence band is partially empty and conduction band is partially filled. The valence band is completely filled, conduction band is partially filled. Valence band is completely filled, conduction band is completely empty. See, at absolute zero of temperature, conduction band is completely empty. But they have given it is room temperature. Room temperature is greater than absolute zero. So at room temperature, valence band is completely filled and the electrons in valence band start moving to conduction band by gaining energy from the outside temperature. So the conduction band will be partially filled. At the same time, valence band will be completely filled. So it is option B. Yes, we shall move on to next one. Energy gap, that is distance between conduction band and valence band in conductor, is 0, 4 angstrom, 10 angstrom, 100 angstrom. So in the case of conductor, there will be no energy gap. So it must be 0. Conduction band and valence band, they overlap. First of all, energy band gap is not a distance to be measured in angstrom. It is energy difference, so it should be measured in electron volt, not in angstrom. Next, when a solid with band gap has a donor level just below its empty energy band, the solid is. See, empty energy band means valence band can never be empty. So the band must be conduction band, and they have given donor level just below its empty energy band. Just below this there is donor level, means so you have doped it with donor impurity, so this will be your valence band. So you have doped it with donor impurity. Donor impurity means electron donating species. When it is electron donating species, it must be n-type semiconductor. When you add donor impurity, it will give you n-type semiconductor. That is option D. Yes, let us move on to next one. In the circuit given, current through Zener diode is. So there is 15 volt battery here, 500 ohm here, 1500. Across this Zener diode is connected. Zener voltage is 10 volt. Now the applied voltage, input voltage, is greater than Zener voltage. So voltage across Zener diode will be equal to 10 volt. That will be fixed. When this is 10 volt and this resistance is 1500, voltage across this is 10, remaining 5 volt appears across this. We need to find current through Zener diode. Now current through this R2, I'll call this as I2. I2 will be equal to, let us say, current drawn from the battery is I, that is current through R1. So I2 is current through this, and current through this is IZ. So I2 is equal to VZ divided by R2. VZ is what? 10 divided by R2 is what? 1500. So that should be 1 by 150. So that turns out to be 6.67 milliampere. So current through R2 is 6.67 milliampere. Now voltage across this is 5 and resistance is 500. Then the current drawn from the battery, I should be equal to 5 divided by 500, that is 10 milliampere. So I is 10 milliampere, I2 is 6.67. Now what is IZ? IZ should be I minus I2. So that will be 10 milliampere minus 6.67, that is 3.33 milliampere. So at this point, if you apply KVL, you will get this. IZ plus I2 is equal to I. So it should be option D. Moving on to next one. Forbidden energy gap in germanium is 0.72 electron volt. Given Hc is equal to 12,400 electron volt angstrom, then maximum wavelength of radiation that will generate electron hole pair is. So energy of photon is equal to hc by lambda. So lambda is equal to hc by E. So this must be capital letter E. So hc is what? They have given 12,400 electron volt ampere. So energy is given in electron volt, that is 0.72. So you'll directly get the answer in angstrom. So I'll get it to be just calculate it. $17,322. Here, looking at the options, if you just find the order of the value, that is sufficient. Everything else is 1722. So just find the order. So that is option C. Yes, moving on to next question. LED is a PN junction diode which is forward biased, either forward biased or reverse biased, neither forward biased nor reverse biased. See, LED is a special purpose diode. Remember, all special purpose diodes will be used in reverse bias except LED. LED is the only special purpose diode which is used in forward biased. When in forward bias, there will be recombination of electrons and holes near the junction region, and due to recombination there will be light emitted. So electromagnetic waves will be emitted at the junction region that comes out. So that is how LED works. So it should be option A. Remember, LED is the only special purpose diode which is used in forward bias. Yes, we shall move on to next one. Electric conduction in semiconductor takes place due to electrons only, holes only, both electrons and holes, none of the above. See, in case of semiconductors, the electrical conduction takes place due to both electrons as well as holes. Both are equally contributing. So it should be option C. So it is option C. Moving on to next one. The current I through 10 ohm resistor in the circuit below is. So if you observe the circuit here, this is positive of the battery. So this point is connected to positive. So this is also positive. This side is negative. So with that, diode D2, positive of diode is connected to negative of the battery and negative of diode is connected to positive of the battery. So diode D2 is reverse biased. So this circuit, this entire portion can be removed. You can remove this. So remaining circuit, if I redraw, I'll be left with only this. Now what do you need to find? is current through 10 ohm resistor. This is 10, this is 15. So if you assume it to be ideal diode, then it doesn't offer any resistance. Then current through 10 ohm resistor is nothing but the current drawn from the battery. So current drawn from the battery should be battery voltage 2 volt divided by total resistance. See, when this central part of the circuit is removed, 10 ohm and 15 ohm are in series, so effective will be 10 plus 15 ohm. So that will be 2 divided by 25, that is 0.08 ampere, that is nothing but 80 milliampere. Yes, we shall move on to next one. If in a PN junction diode, a square wave input signal of 10 volt is applied as shown, then output signal across RL will be. So there is a single diode here, and this is the reference line. So the signal strength varies from minus 5 volt to 5 volt. This is the zero level. Now this can be taken as whatever is below 0, it can be taken as negative voltage. Above that is positive voltage. So now when this square wave is incident on this, when it is supplied to the diode, then for upper half of this it will be forward biased. For upper half of the square wave it will be forward biased. For lower half it will be reverse biased, but because it is negative voltage. So only upper half will be transmitted. So this should be the output. So looking at the options, so it should be option D. Negative half will be cut, only positive half will be transmitted. Yes, we shall proceed further. The current in the circuit shown in the figure, considering ideal diode is. So when it is ideal diode, it acts like closed switch, so it doesn't offer any resistance. So this side it is 3.2 volt, this side it is 3 volt. So potential difference between these 2 points is 0.2 volt, and now here it is higher potential, here it is lower potential. So first thing, the diode is forward biased, and now it is conducting. So when it is conducting, potential difference is 0.2 volt, and diode doesn't offer any resistance, so only there is one more resistance, 100 ohm. So current through the circuit I is equal to voltage, that is 0.2, that is potential difference, divided by 100, that will be 2 into 10 to the power minus 3 ampere, that is option B. Yes, we'll move on to next one. The energy gap between conduction band and the valence band is of the order of 0.7 electron volt. Then it is an insulator, conductor, semiconductor, alloy. See, if energy gap is equal to 0, then it is a metallic conductor. If this energy gap is less than 3 electron volt, then it is a semiconductor. So if it is greater than 3 electron volt, then it is an insulator. So now what they have given is, it is 0.7 electron volt, that is less than 3 electron volt, so it must be semiconductor. Option C it is. Yes, we'll move on to next one. The circuit diagram shows a logic combination with the states of output X, Y and Z given for inputs P, Q, R and S all at state 1. When inputs P and R change to state 0 with inputs Q and S still at 1, the states of output X, Y and Z change to. So now initially P is 1, Q is 1, R is 1, S is 1, and this is AND gate. So output of this will be 1, output of this will be 1. There is NOT gate, so this will become 0. So X will be equal to 1, Y will be equal to 0. Then this is your NOR gate. So if it is OR gate, 1 plus 0 will give you 1. Since it is NOR gate, you should get 0 here. So this is what you are supposed to get. Now what is done is, the inputs P and R change to 0. P and R are changed to 0. So what will be the values of X, Y and Z? So let me redraw this circuit. So here is AND gate, here is another AND gate. So P is changed to 0, Q is remaining at 1, R is changed to 0, S is remaining at 1. Now this will turn out to be 0, this will turn out to be 0. Now there is NOT gate here, so it will become 1. Now this comes to X, so X is equal to 0 now, and this becomes Y, Y is equal to 1. Now this is fed to NOR gate. So if it would have been OR gate, you should have got 1. But since it is NOR gate, that should be equal to 0. So it should be 0, 1, 0. That should be option C. X is equal to 0, Y is equal to 1, Z is equal to 0. So that is 0, 1, 0. That is option C. Moving on to next one. Identify the logic operation performed by circuit given here. See, this is NOR gate and this is also NOR gate. So when NOR gate has both the inputs shorted, then it behaves like NOT gate. So NOR gate connected to NOT gate will behave like OR gate. So it should be option A. Yes, should be option A. So that completes MCQs on semiconductor electronics. Thank you.